Thank you for clicking and deciding to watch. My name is Faith Imai, and this is The Breakfast Show on TSL Nigeria TV.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Celebrations by way of having parties is a good idea, like a fantastic one, being celebrated. But again, if only and only if you spend within your budget. Some Nigerians go as far as taking loans to throw wedding ceremonies, birthday ceremonies, and also burial ceremonies. There's something we have caught our attention online. Let's take a look at this and we'll get straight into the discussion. Now, a young man who wanted to get married, actually told his office to start deducting money from his salary. I mean, like, it was shocking for me. Let's take the full story. So a guy was reporting this instead. So this guy wanted to wed. He took a loan from his office, 300K. That they will be deducting 50K monthly from his salary. Then took 500K from microfinance. He's to be paying 50K monthly for 12 months. Wedding is done, but the debt is there. Do you know his intended repayment plan? He said he was hoping the people he invited would gift him very well. But to his surprise, most of the gifts were gas cylinders, plates, spoons, turning sticks, etc. In his words, Baba, I think people will give me money, but a gas cylinder, plate, and all those things they give me. So the guy was like, me. He said, when we sell those ones, we not see money past 62K. The guy was like, you mean that? He said, yes. He said, so we use the money to settle MC and band, and I see they owe them 20K. Me, where all the money when you loan enter? He said, Baba, not only 250K. Furthermore, he rented a shop for his wife before the wedding, 1 year and a half. She sells provision. Now the shop is empty, no money to restore because they've used most of the money to repay debt and also to feed. Now they have 8 months running in an empty shop and he's trying to sublet. How do you do this to yourself? Like, why? You know the guy's salary, funny enough, 120K. So now that won't bust my eyeglass. Say after office is up 50K, now 70K will remain. My eyeglass shutter. So further bust my second eyeglass that was at home. I asked him, as you know, say your pocket no strong, why you do lavish wedding? He say like the guy was not replying. He said, when we start plans, my wife mama call me say, he spoke Yoruba, I don't want to buy my tongue there, but meaning that when I gave birth to your wife, they told us she's a noisy child, so everything we do must be fair with loudness. Me, so when una born uncle him, now why she never get belle, she dey on cues. Me, oh, say how was to this one? He say, so when you do this one, you will enter another one again, my second eyeglass bust. Meaning that even when the wife gives birth, they are going to do a loud party because the wife, according to what the mother said, is a loud child. So every child you give birth to must also follow that trend. That's why on the Breakfast Show this morning we will be discussing Nigerians and the craze for loud celebrations. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Welcome.
I've been laughing and chuckling, but if my math is correct, if his salary is 120,000 naira and his office deducts 50,000 naira, you'll be left with 70.
Yeah.
Don't forget the microfinance.
Yeah,
he will deduct another 50K.
Yeah, so 20K.
He'll be left with 20,000. And his wife's business is failing.
Yes, 8 months empty shop.
Hello, well done.
Now,
quite interesting.
Now, a lot of times people want to celebrate, yes? Parties here, this, there, that you want to look good. I'm not against parties. Like, I'm totally not against it. But what's your take on people actually going to borrow money to do these things?
It's crazy. The story you just read out to us says it all. If you don't have the capacity, the financial capacity to throw a loud party, just keep it simple. Because people have different reasons.
But is it so easy nowadays?
It is easy. I gave you a short story before the show started. I'm someone who likes parties. I like gatherings. I like hosting people. Let me put it that way. I like people to come to my house, eat, drink, make merry, and be happy. But I discovered that my finance is not going to be able to carry this thing for a very long time. So I had to stop. Let me put it that way. Last year I celebrated my birthday alone. Nothing happened now. My age increased, my grace increased. But yeah, we move. But some people just are under a lot of pressure. Like this man, His mother-in-law is saying you married a noisy child, so you have to. What rubbish? Excuse me, ma. Okay, you gave birth to the noisy child. Can you bring the noisy money and let's have the loud parties? No, her 1 naira is not involved. But she wants me to be spending money. And look at the family is in debt right now. So if you want to throw a loud party, fine. I saw a wedding that they gave out a Lexus to one lucky guest.
Yeah,
money day. So if you have the
that.
funds, you can do it, but not in a situation where you have to go and borrow. I'm strongly against it.
A friend of mine would always say that marriage is the only institution you get into, and then you get a certificate first before you actually do the course. So, you know, a lot of people spend time focusing on weddings for now. A lot of people spend time planning the wedding. Oh, we're going to have a big ceremony, have 2,000 guests, you cook, you have small chops, you have rice, you have varieties. So you can go with your plate and you have like 7 meals on one plate. And other people spend time planning the wedding. They forget that it's actually the marriage that is the journey. Focusing on marriages for now. Nigeria, you know, as a country, Nigeria itself, olden days we had our people, the level of wealth of people were measured by the number of yams you have in your bank, the number of wives you're married to, the number of sons, no, not children, sons you have. So if you have 12 sons, you're seen as a big man. So I think a lot of people still have that mentality that the bigger the better. If it's loud, then I'm regarded as a big person.
Crazy stuff.
But the funny thing is, it's just the comments that will matter after everything. Not
You know, the funny thing to me is that when you are done doing your so-called loud ceremony, the following week, someone else will outdo what you did. And all you have left are pictures and an empty bank account.
Reminding me of 2019 when I got married. Because we're focusing on first.
Yeah, let's start with weddings.
You know, after the wedding on Saturday, everything, Sunday Thanksgiving, we got back to Benin. I got married in Warwick, got back to Benin on Monday. And the house was empty. Like it was just me and my husband. And being somebody who's passionate about work and his boss had to beg him, no honeymoon. He went straight to work on Tuesday. Now my point is, just imagine we had borrowed money. Do you understand? Do you know, before we got married, we told ourselves that we're not going to borrow a dime from anybody.
Yeah.
Not because, we didn't want good things, we didn't want to carry this celebrity after anything, but we wanted to do what, was within our budget, one. We wanted to have a wedding that at the end of the day, we go home and we're not owing anybody. Like, we will be at rest.
There will be peace.
Yeah. Just, and there was peace. So I didn't owe anybody any money, and we didn't have to borrow money from anybody. And there was peace. Nobody died.
Telling you.
The marriage is still going on. Do you understand? The marriage is still going on. Now, but what I've seen of late is I didn't even sell Ashwebi. I did not. The best I did was I just dropped a color. If you really want to say, okay, you want to do something, you want to wear a color. This is a color. Wear wine and gold. It's simple. People did turn up. I was even surprised. Like, the whole was colorful with wine and gold. Like, I mean, for ourselves, but I did not have that strength. I did not have that power to even begin with. So, you never pay me many 1.5 for the club when I said I didn't have that strength for that at all. So my point is nowadays I think a lot of girls just want to outdo what their friends have done, and by so doing going into a lot of debt. I saw a wedding of late. Yeah, they used carriage to enter, and back stories were now coming that she borrowed money from, she borrowed money from, she borrowed money from. I'm like,
whoa.
do you understand?
I've seen like 2-3 weddings in Nigeria where cars were gifted as
the money is there.
The pressure on social media is too much. So everybody wants to outdo what the other person has done.
Yeah.
Forget that most people that are doing these things have rich parents, have rich relatives that would actually give them a blank check for that. Oh, don't worry, spend as much as you can. I'm going to handle the deals. But now you don't have any fault. You don't have any.
You don't have any
you left home to feed home.
As in, you don't have any Abraham as a father that will save you. You don't have any rich uncle. And you're trying with your own personal income. You're trying to outdo what someone that has 1,000 rich uncles somewhere has actually done for the person free of charge. But I'm actually glad that everybody that succumbs to the pressure.
Exactly.
I know like 2-3 people that have just done church weddings, and then when you're leaving the church, they give you the takeaway. And on the wedding card, it was written reception to be announced soon. Some of them are already married for like 3-4 years, and there's still no reception.
No need.
But people have actually forgotten. Like,
and the marriage is going on.
The marriage is going on well. People would obviously comment, waiting with this now, which kind of marriage is this one? No reception.
But that's for their pockets.
But it's for them.
And another thing is we are focusing on finance, saying that cut your coat according to your size or according to your fabric. But there are some people who actually have this money, but are just interested in an intimate ceremony. The fact that you have money, that's another point. Yeah. The fact that you have money does not mean you must do a loud ceremony. It's not compulsory. People have money, but still just want something simple. Okay, so I think it all depends on what your choice is. So if someone would look at you and say, I expected a lot more from you. Hey, this is what I want to do. The fact that I did not bring Tiwa Savage to sing in my wedding, or Chike, who is the reigning, the bull of the bullets is Chike, or Chike to sing in my wedding does not mean I cannot afford it. But I don't see the need for it, because many people do weddings. We are still talking about weddings. Many people do weddings to impress people. As funny as this may sound, because on their wedding day, they are probably not even happy.
Funny enough,
the person they are even getting married
is
to
not who they even really love from
it's
their heart.
It's not the marriage itself is not what they want, but the wedding ceremony is what they want.
Aside from the couple, most weddings you might have like 3,000 guests at the wedding, and it's be funny that out of the 3,000 guests, it's just like 40, 50 people that the couple actually
know.
The remaining 2,000.
I'm sure that's why a lot of people do strictly by invitation right now.
Invited me, and they all have to be there. They all have to feed. So apart from the pressure from outsiders, comments, what would they say? My wedding was low and all that. Even your parents are like what the guy said.
His mother-in-law.
I think that was already a red flag, but let's not even go that way.
Let's not even go for parental pressure.
Whatever. So apart from parental pressure, you're trying to outdo your cousin. Oh, my cousin's wedding was loud. What would my extended family say? But my wedding was not loud enough. So everybody's trying to outdo.
I think let's even touch where parents come in sometimes. Yeah. When I went to get married, I told my dad that, Daddy, see, I want a very small trad. Like, I don't want noise. So if you are planning to come for my traditional wedding, like you are planning to dress to come, sorry, it's over. Before 12, we were done. Yeah. Before 12 in the afternoon, we were done. And some of his family members were like, now your first became one marry. We must go village. We must bring this. My father said, she wants it small. I'm respecting her for that. She wants it small. Let's give it to her small. The next day, wife wedding. Some of my friends like, oh, won't you do bridal shower? Won't you do this? I'm like, I know they do. Do you understand?
I remember my sister
I just walked in
saying nobody should surprise me with bridal
I walked,
shower.
my friends, sometimes they get coconut head. I just walked into the room where I was supposed to pass the night before I go to church in the morning, and they already arranged something. And boom, I loved and appreciated them. But see me, I had no plan for that. There was somewhere like, when you're not going to change from your wedding dress to reception dress. I said, I know they change. I rented this girl on 50K, let me dance with her. Do you understand? Just small things that people look at. And now some girls are going to outdo them to say, this person designed my dress. This person made my hair. Hair by. Everybody wants to tag a vendor on Instagram. Hair by, this by,
personally,
this by,
I think if you have the money, do it for weddings. Now let's quickly talk about burials, because I think that one is also a big problem. You see someone who, while on earth, did not have a lot of company, did not have a lot of gifts, did not have a lot of people come over to say hi,
the same children.
Did not even have weekend visits, monthly visits, Christmas visits, no visitation from family members, and suddenly the person dies, and you're like, I want to give him or her a befitting burial, when you did not give them a befitting life.
Where I come from, funny enough, do you know that sometimes these people go as far as building a house for the dead?
Yes.
When the person was alive, you did not put one block, one cement. Where the person was staying, the roof was actually leaking, but you go as far as. But another thing comes to my mind on this major focus for burials. Sometimes people die. Unexpected, and the children are put under a lot of pressure from the village people to say, come and do this, come and do this, come and do this, and you have this amount of time to actually fulfill all these things that were written out for you, though. So I think, is this a valid reason for people to now go for loans or to borrow? Because when my grandma died, they said she's Uromi, so they are not done Tony. Well, I don't know, for her grandmother, for her own mother, like a burial for her mother. So they had to do that first. They had to complete a house. They had to do a lot of things. They spent about 2 million first. So I remember that was like a mad woman that period. They had to spend about 2 million naira plus first to construct that house, to do the extra burial before they not even talk about the list and things they gave. So just imagine herself and her brother could not pull those funds. Do you think it's enough reason for people to say, okay, because of this, we cannot borrow for the burial ceremony.
To borrow, you know, that's happened, but the focus I'm having right now for the burials is not for the traditional rites, because that's tradition, and if you're someone who believes in your tradition, I'm not sure it's supposed to be a big deal. But I see situations where people spend as high as 1 million naira for a casket, where you want to put someone who never touched 1 million naira,
who never touched 500,000,
or had 1 million naira in their bank account. You see people go to rent catering service and pay over 1 million, rent a hall and pay over 1 million.
I'm from the East, so
And the event is lavish.
Days in the East. It's not just a one-day event. You have, like, sometimes it runs from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
They are eating and drinking every other day.
There's everything. There are different things that tradition, like you said, traditional rites. There are different things you're doing for the first day. You might be welcoming your in-laws. Second day, you're welcoming his age mates. All these things.
And food is going every day. Drinks,
everything,
money, resources.
A lot of resources are going. And you know, a lot of people run into debt because of burial. Aside from burials, we won't talk about birthday parties, golden jubilee, silver jubilee, all those things actually cost.
Do you know that one day my husband came back from work last month and said, Sugar, guess what I saw? Like, I can't even take a wild card on this one. He said on Friday, I left on that Friday, he said he was going to work that morning. And he saw they placed a casket on a horse.
What?
In this Benin city that we are, they placed a casket on a horse. So he said he was too curious to find out, and he stopped by and said, okay, he asked the driver of the car who was escorting the horse and said, what's going on? He said, money miss road, now we see, so, and they all laughed. They put the casket on the horse.
This is the one that trended on social media, that someone was buried with a Lexus, a very
car. I saw it.
So people are alive that don't even have cars, and you're putting a car into the ground that would stay there.
What's the name you're trying to make? Like, what's the name you're trying to make? I think people just put a lot of pressure on themselves. People put a lot of pressure. And I also think those people in the village should know that being in the village and being in the city is not so different. Yeah, because they expect, and we see this a lot of times, they expect that once you are in the city, once your father or mother dies, you must pump money. They see it as an avenue. They see it as an avenue for you to just settle them.
You're well to do.
When my grandma died, they told my mom, say, we know they say una now. Time don't reach for us to chop on our money. I'm like, you're not even paying about who died. Just not even concern you. You get. So what we just did was try our best to fulfill what you just wanted, give them everything they needed. But at the point, my mom had to stand her ground and said it was becoming too much. It was becoming too much. So I just really feel like people should cut their coat according to their material, not even the size again. according to the material.
No, I think they have to change their style. You know, if you want to sew agbada, you need a lot of fabric.
Use crop.
So if you cannot sew agbada, please just do a crop top or something.
Yeah,
we are currently live on Facebook right now, so you can drop your comments at TSL Nigeria TV. We are talking about Nigerians and the craze for loud parties, ranging from wedding ceremonies to burial ceremonies to birthdays. Have you noticed what people do with birthdays? You know, people. Not,
even
we're
the one that is 16 and 17.
We're not talking about marking milestones now, not even jubilees. We see people who are just turning
22, 25, 27.
Life is glorious. But you see people turning 23, 24, and they are renting halls.
Renting an apartment.
You know, they are doing a lot of stuff to ensure that, you know, their party is thick. Their party, and this one loud, this one loud, gone. If you see people wake up, so spray me how many. But you know, many other people who do these loud parties and invite the who is who, the creme de la creme, they also assume that this creme de la creme would give them money, would spray them, and at the end of the day, they will take home a lot.
Just like the guy we read, that got gas cylinder.
I just think if you're planning a ceremony and you have it in mind that I'm lavishing this money because the people I invited are definitely going to give us this money back. I'm here to tell you that throwing a party, getting married, doing a burial is not a business venture.
It's not.
Okay, so do as much as you can, or as little as you can.
Where your power reach.
Just do as your power reach, according to Zezi. There's no need for you to throw a party and start assuming that, oh, I invited the governor. And the governor will come. So my friend did her wedding, and they invited the governor of the state, and the man came. And what did he do? He took pictures with them. And he went back to the government house.
Are you kidding
me? So it can happen. No, so when people now see the governor, they'll be like, this at least 2 million, don't drop. But it's a lie. So I would just say, if you're throwing a party, especially a wedding, but for birthdays, you know, you can do a birthday and you go back to work and hustle. But if you're getting married, you know, you're taking somebody's daughter, you're taking somebody's son. It is sad to know that you're going to live in debt for a period. And you're now scared of having children because you know that you are still in debt because you took money to get married.
Or your honeymoon, somebody's calling, Madam, how far you never pay for checkup?
So I think just there are a lot of vendors who know how to handle ceremonies for people with a low budget. It does not mean you're not well to do.
No budget is low to me, Seth. It's what you have.
It's exactly what you have.
Everybody should work with that.
So just try to be creative, you know, be creative, be your own wedding planner. Okay, and if you're your own wedding planner, no matter how much you have, you'll be able to execute whatever party you want to do. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. It's been an amazing conversation. Of course, the conversation continues on Facebook and on YouTube at TSL Nigeria TV. Do well to follow us on all the social media platforms at TSL Nigeria TV. My name is Faith Imai. Have a splendid rest of the day to those.
Stay connected to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.